today's episode, instead of going to a place that Nick and I have both been before and we know produces crystals, we decide to hunt down a prospect that has been rumored to exist but we have yet to find. Our resources state there's been large amethyst, smoky quartz, and even topaz pulled out of this locality.
We got a little snow down here. We're hoping that's not a telltale for what's up on the hill. With any luck, it'll be thawed out, but we haven't been up here yet at all this year, so we're not 100% as to how the ground's gonna be, but early bird gets the worm, so we might as well go check it out. We got about an hour hike in, and then we'll see from there. Our parking man here, our driver, did a swell job parking. We just looked back and realized this tire is completely off the ground. Three-wheeling over here, so before we get going, we better fix that.
With all four wheels now on the ground, Nick and I begin the hour-long hike up the mountain. Well, made it up to the spot. Another pretty good hike under the belt. Let's get to digging. What you got in your pack today?
Well, we just brought a few tools out today. A couple of tools here. These were handmade and gifted to me for Christmas. Very cool. Rod Blood made those. Oh, dropping rocks. We got a little wedge. We got any cracks we want to split into. And 4-pound crack hammer. And my geo-pick that I bring every year. And that's it. Light pack today. Nothing too crazy. Really just getting the early bird prospecting in.
As we reach the base of the ledges, we start seeing good signs, good veinage in the rocks, some pockets in the boulders, and a lot of smoky quartz laying around on the ground. So we decide to take our time, really scout out the area, and see if we can open up some new pockets. So what are we looking for in these hills?
Smoky quartz. There's topaz mixed in here as well. I found topaz up here. And there's also been a lot of amethyst found up here.
Hard to follow the veins on the rock because everything's just covered in moss.
Very weathered crystals coming out. Smokies on feldspar. Oof. Winner, winner, winner. Nothing.
After working the lower level for a few hours with not a lot of luck, we decide to eat a quick lunch before heading deeper into the mountains in search of our spot. Pretty good.
Couple of steam dogs and a beautiful day in the woods.
After heading up the ledges, climbing over steep boulders, and stomping through snow, we finally come to a location that looks extremely promising. The spot that we find has definitely been visited by prospectors before, but it doesn't seem to have been touched in almost 20 years. Spent most of the day down at a lower elevation, not a lot of luck, and finally hiked straight up the hill. We found a spot that's a lot more promising, but we're running out of daylight. Probably got another hour worth of digging before we have to head back.
It's gonna produce some rollers. Excellente.
Right under that boulder. First point of the day.
Look how purple that is too. That chip. Got it?
Yep.
Little guy.
First piece of amethyst. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that purple up. It's a good sign.
Oh, we got a chunk of something. I think it might be a topaz crystal. It'll be big if it is. We'll have to go home and do a scratch test and clean it off and see what we got.
Today was one of those days where we didn't find a lot of great specimens to bring home, but what we did find is an awesome place to return to and dig throughout the season. When only using hand tools, it could take a long time to work one area to get into good material. And that's all part of the fun of prospecting. It's not always about bringing home crystals, but it's about getting out in the woods, having a good time, and finding new places to dig. So getting out early and scouting these locations is going to be key for us to have a great summer of digging.